Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. It is a cold, wet, rainy evening here in Cleveland, Ohio. It's supposed to probably snow this weekend, but right now it's just rain. What better thing to do than to sit at home and drink some beers? So today what I have for you is kind of a generic macro beer out of Canada. It's called Ricard's Red. This is a Molson Coors product, and back in, when was that, July, when I was up in Canada, I'm pretty sure my buddy Drew from Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks, and Watts on the Grill gave this to me. I'd forgotten about it, going through some of my beers and just saw it, figured I'd give it a review. So this is, like I said, the Ricard's Red. It's kind of a generic can there. It's a pretty common beer up in Canada. I think the first time I remember having it was in the airport in Toronto. So Irish-style red ale. On the back of the can here says Molson Coors Canada. Ricard's Red. First brewed at the Capilano Brewery in 1982 by Gord Rickards. Ricard's Red is a bold Irish-style ale brewed with a blend of two malts and a hint of caramel. Then on the bottom, it also says it in French. Since it's a Canadian beer, you have to have it in both French and English since they're a dual-language country. The alcohol should be on the can here somewhere, I believe. 5.2% alcohol. No IBUs listed, and there is a date on the bottom of the can, but it's just a date code. I can't discern exactly what the date is. I don't know how long this stuff's good for, but I can tell you right now it's not the best beer in the world, since I have had it a few times. On Untapped, it gets a 3.24 with 4.1 thousand check-ins. It's actually higher than I thought it would be. On Beer Advocate, it gets a 73 OK with 484 check-ins. And just to give you an idea, the aggregate score there is a 3.14. So fairly close to what it gets rated on Untapped. See if I can get any sense or nose or anything out of this. Just kind of got that generic beer smell, a little bit of maltiness to it. Just got that generic malty kind of beer smell. As far as color goes, it's a nice looking beer. It is a nice reddish color. You can see right through that beer pretty much. That's a nice reddish color. Don't know why my Brutal Assault cup's sitting here. Get down there on the SRM chart. I'd probably give this about a 16 on the SRMs, because that's just a nice watered down Coca-Cola, like ruby red color. It's got about 2 fingers of off-white, almost. I mean, it's past that nicotine stain yellow. It's almost got like a reddish hue to that head. Big, frothy, thick, mousse-like head. But that's a fine-looking beer there. Some nice carbonation. And I'm thirsty. Need some of these beers to warm up on a cold evening. Hopefully this is a tasty one. Thanks, Drew Brew. Appreciate it. It was always good seeing you. Hope to see you again soon. Cheers, everybody. It's light bodied, smooth, nice maltiness to it. It's just like a nice malty beer. When I looked at my check-ins on Untapped, I gave this fairly low scores. And I don't know why. Maybe because I've had this over lots and lots over the years, but I only checked into it once. I gave it a fairly low score. I wonder if it was just a bad beer, dirty draft lines at the airport. Who knows how often they change those draft lines or change them, clean them. I know here in the U.S. there's no real requirement for cleaning draft lines, which is unfortunate. So some places do it, some places don't do it often, some places don't do it at all. And that can really affect the taste of the flavor of the beer. But I don't think the score I gave it originally is what this deserves. It's actually a decent beer. I'm torn on it because it's nothing spectacular. It's not outstanding. It's not a great beer by any means, and it is a macro beer, Molson Coors, the Canadian Evil Empire. But it's a serviceable beer. So it's just barely getting the horns up for me. And it's not a bad beer at all. It's just your average beer. Are there better reds out there? Probably. Is this serviceable? Totally. Would I drink it again? Absolutely. Will I probably drink it again next time I'm in an airport in Canada? Probably. Maybe a bar in Canada if there's not much else on draft. Wouldn't be my first choice, but I would definitely drink it again. Thanks, Drew. Really appreciate it. And as always, embrace the adventure.